I love filming in the morning, so I want to film a little Q&A. But nobody asks me questions, so I'm just going to do a little tag here because I feel like talking about myself. I have my loyal companion with me. Just going to get right into it. 50 questions you've never been asked. I've not read through these. What is your favorite candle scent? I like the volcano candle, which I have one right there. And if I'm not gonna light the volcano candle, I will light the maple syrup candle from Whole Foods, and that's like my winter morning scent. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? I don't have a sister, so I don't know really what it's like to have a well and true sister. I know that you steal your sister's clothes a lot. So maybe Kylie Jenner, because she has a lot of great clothes, and I feel like Kendall also has a lot of great clothes, but my body is more similar to Kylie's. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? David Dobrik. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? I mean, I've heard that 28 is the perfect age. I'm 23 right now and single. Whoever I marry, I want to date them for a pretty long time. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll make it happen by 28. Do you know a hoarder? Yes. My friend Molly. Can you do a split? No. I think I could get pretty close though. I'm quite flexible. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? About 7. I remember the day. It was between 2 ballet recitals, and I remember even the street that I was on in Boulder. My dad taught me how to ride a bike, and I had to go back to my 2nd ballet recital for the day. How many oceans have you swam in? 3. 4. How many countries have you been to? Outside of the US, Mexico, Canada, Israel, France, England. I think that's it. Is anyone in your family in the army? No. My grandpa was a doctor in the army at one point, not anymore. What would you name your daughter if you had one? I would name my daughter, shut up. My God, is being so cute. Okay, I've already gone over this list. This is kind of awkward because I made this list with my psycho ex-boyfriend, but I'll probably have kids before him, so if anybody's copying anyone, it's him copying me. Georgia, Charlotte, you can call her Charlie. I think those are like my top 2. And what would you name your son if you had one? Andrew. I'd call him Drew. What's the worst grade you got on a test? I got a 41% one time on a physics test in high school, on which I wrote, "I'm sorry," because I was embarrassed. I knew I failed. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? Oh my God, I had so many. I loved the Tyra Show. Like, I loved the Tyra Show. I'm getting a call. Hi. Yeah, I meant to FaceTime. What's up? Yeah, but I'll just edit this part out. Okay, the Tyra Show, Degrassi. I loved anything on MTV. Oh, and I loved Intervention. Oh my God. Rock of Love, Tiva Tequila, any of those. Like, I loved those. It's so weird. Like, what was your favorite TV show when you were a child? And I'm like, fucking Bret Michaels. Or like Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? I think Tinkerbell. Have you ever read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Yes, I've read 3 of the Harry Potter books, all the Hunger Games books, and I think I read the first portion of the first Twilight book, but it took me forever and I didn't really like it. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? I don't know. British? Did your mother go to college? Yes, my mom went to Boston University. Are your grandparents still married? On my dad's side, yes. They've been married for like 57 years or something. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No, but I would love to. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes. What's the first amusement park you've been to? Six Flags? I don't like amusement parks. I don't go to them. And I never really have liked them. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Probably Spanish. I feel like it's the most applicable. Do you spell the color as G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? I flop. I flip and flop. If I'm talking about 50 Shades of Grey, I'll use G-R-E-Y because I know that that's how he spells it. But I know that I sometimes spell it G-R-A-Y because I've had this dilemma in my head before. Is your father bald? Virtually. Do you know triplets? Yes. Oh my God. I went to school, high school, with these triplets. I don't remember their names, but they were all very short. They must have had some sort of growth hormone deficiency or something. It was 2 girls and a boy. They were all super alternative. They wore cattails. And where I grew up in Boulder, and specifically where I went to high school, which was like pretty close to the mountains, it was so windy, dangerously windy. People's windshields would crack from the wind pressure quite frequently. And as I mentioned, were very small people. One day, I kid you not, one of them like blew away. They didn't blow away, but like the wind picked them up and carried them a bit down the street. It was like a sensation. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Honestly, I just watched The Notebook for the first time about 2 weeks ago and I like it better. I think the Titanic is a bit long and it's a little too sad. Have you ever had Indian food? Yes. What is the name of your favorite restaurant? Do I have a favorite restaurant? Not really. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Okay, Olive Garden used to be my favorite restaurant. So yes. Do you belong to any warehouse stores like Costco, BJ's? No, and I don't like those stores. I feel like there's secretly a lot of rules there. And the last time I went there, I was very hungover and I was feeling really anxious and paranoid and I felt like I was being watched. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? They would have named me Henry because they wanted to name my brother Henry if they didn't name him Jared. If you have a nickname, what is it? I have so many nicknames, which is weird because Paige really isn't a nickname name. So all my nicknames suck. Family calls me Popo. My friends call me Poojan or Pooj. Who's your favorite person in the world? Definitely my cat. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? Rural. I hate that word. Rural. If I'm not going to live in a city, I don't want to live in the suburbs. I'd rather live like 20 minutes away from the suburbs and have like beautiful land. Can you whistle? Do you sleep with a nightlight? No, but I do have a nightlight in my bathroom. Do you eat breakfast every morning? Yes, I have to. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day, and if I don't eat breakfast, I feel really wired. Do you take any pills or medication daily? Yes. What medical conditions do you have? I have a goiter, aka an enlarged thyroid that no one has ever been able to explain. My thyroid tests come out fine, so it's confusing. How many times have you been to the hospital? Twice. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yes. Where do you buy your jeans? Probably most of the time I will buy vintage jeans. It just depends, but I like Levi's and Lee's a lot. What's the last compliment you got? Sam told me the other day that I've been looking really pretty lately. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Yes, like basically every day. What flavor tea do you enjoy? I love minty teas, peppermint or spearmint. I love it so much. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? Not enough. I'm not a shoe person. What religion will you raise your children to practice? None. I meditate and I will model meditation for my children, so they will likely learn to meditate, but definitely like no religion. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? I don't remember. Maybe like 8. Why do you have a Tumblr? I actually do have a Tumblr. I haven't been on it in a really long time, but I like curating art. I like expressing myself and creating a self-concept through art. That was my 50 questions you've never been asked YouTube tag. And I feel like some of those questions I might have been asked before, but for the most part it was like pretty spot on. And I hope that you guys like it. I'm going to finish my coffee.